What's up, guys? So, Apple just wrapped up WWDC 2025. I got to watch the whole show, and honestly, it was one of those events that felt like there was a lot going on, but also not that much going on, if you know what I mean. We got a bunch of cool new updates, some weird decisions, and of course, some AI stuff. So, let's dive right into everything you need to know about WWDC 2025 and what went down. Kicking things off with iOS 26, this year's update is heavily design focused. Apple said it's their largest UI redesign since iOS 7, and I'm here for some of it. First up, their entire software lineup just got new names, which I absolutely dig. It's much more streamlined, so you're gonna get iOS 26, WatchOS 26, visionOS 26, macOS 26, and tvOS 26. Technically, I think this is a very great move as it really helps to make things feel more cohesive and easy to understand. The main highlight of the show was the introduction of a universal design language across all of Apple's platforms, so everything feels way more connected and familiar. Apple is calling it liquid glass, and it wouldn't be Apple if it didn't come with a quirky name. Basically, the whole of Apple's UI across all of their devices just got a fresh coat of translucentness. And yeah, I have mixed feelings, okay? They're very good looking and they feel almost futuristic. The only issues I have would be some readability concerns here and there, especially if you go all in on the glassy look transparent mode thingy, then things might start to look a little bit weird. But overall, I like what they did. The attention to detail is obviously something only a few brands like Apple could pull off. The camera app got a simpler redesign. The absolutely catastrophic Photos app from iOS 18 got a much needed redesign. There's now a proper FaceTime landing page, and CarPlay Ultra was announced. So it's basically like a completely redesigned car interface with widgets and live activities and a very Apple look to it. Basically, it totally overrides your car's default infotainment look for something more iPhone-y. And for phone calls, you've got voicemail summaries, call screening that checks to confirm the caller ID to filter out spams from real people, and a new hold assist feature. That makes a lot of sense. So basically, when you're on a call with a customer care representative and you're put in line and forced to listen to concert music that you don't like, your iPhone holds the call while keeping your spot in place and only rings you up when it's your turn to be attended to. Pretty nifty feature. Messages now lets you create polls in group chats, something that WhatsApp has had for like 10 centuries. You'll also get dynamic backgrounds and a new screening tool for unknown numbers. So text from them get moved into a separate tab. Live translation has also landed in FaceTime, Messages, and the phone app. They all work on device. Plus, Apple added lyrics translation so you can vibe to all of your favorite non-English music tracks. And there's also a new games app that organizes your games and a play together feature for multiplayer type games. Also, we get a cool new visual intelligence look. It's like Google's circle to search, but integrated into screenshots. And obviously, in classic Apple fashion, you don't get to circle to search, you just kind of scribble around. Kind of. Yeah. Also, Apple introduced a digital ID feature for your US passport and licenses that I really do love, but I'm not sure if this would be coming to users in other countries, so yeah. Only reservations I have with this update is the fact that Apple Intelligence isn't up there with the big boys just yet. Basically, last year they overpromised and underdelivered, so making a lot of these features available on device makes me feel like the experience of using these features may not be as seamless and as smooth as we see in the commercials. WatchOS 26 got a bit of love too. The design language is cleaner, you get the same liquid glass language, and a new feature called Workout Buddy that uses your workout history and Apple Intelligence from your iPhone, not on your watch, to track your workouts, suggest improvements, and give you pep talks. There's also Smart Stack Prediction that provides widgets that you might need based on your location and points of interest. So, for example, when you walk into a gym, boom, your workout plan pops up in a Smart Stack widget thingy. Pretty cool. And there's also an ambient noise detection that adjusts your notification volume based on your environment. And also a new wrist flick gesture that dismisses unwanted notifications. Pretty smooth. Tvos didn't get left out either. You're gonna have multiple user profiles, and there's now an automatic sign-in API that links all of your logins to your Apple account, so you don't have to log into every single Apple device that you own. But the fun bit is Apple Music Karaoke. Basically, it turns your iPhone into a mic and your TV shows the lyrics, and multiple people can join in and even throw on-screen emojis during your performance. I can imagine this being an absolute vibe when you have multiple friends over. The Mac is where things start to get very interesting. For starters, the new macOS 26 is called macOS Tahoe. macOS Tahoe. I hope I didn't butcher that. Whatever. You get widgets that you can move around. You get photo customizations with colors and icons, and live activities from your iPhone now show up on your Mac, and interacting with them shows the app in full screen with an iPhone mirrored like aesthetic. Spotlight also gets a very significant major upgrade. You can basically now perform in-app actions like sending an email or checking your clipboard history or setting reminders directly from Spotlight without having to open the app. The phone app also got introduced to Mac with all the features of the redesigned phone app on iPhone, and it's also going to be synced to your iPhone. Apple also introduced Metal 4 for better gaming performance on Mac. And even though I don't understand why people advise not to game on Mac, since I've never used a Mac myself, I wouldn't be the one dude on the internet to advocate for Mac games right. So yeah, I'd say, what kind of clown games on a Mac? Also, there's a bunch of new keys and custom shortcuts that I found to be rather helpful. Anyways, comment down below if you game on a Mac and subscribe while at it. Over onto the spatial computing side of things, we're living in a world where humanity moved from visionOS 2 straight to visionOS 26. In any case, we get a new widget design that's customizable and it has a lot of depth. They look very good actually. The widgets remember where you place them even after reboot, and you get a new Jupiter Moon environment. Also, I gotta dig that new photos widget, it looks absolutely stunning. The personas also look way more realistic than the early versions. Those just look like digital versions of people's ghosts or something. And there's also a special scenes feature that uses AI to turn 2D images into 3D images, and it even works while browsing on the web. Apple also announced partnership with GoPro, Insta360 and Canon to convert 2D videos into 3D videos. And we also get new accessories like a Logitech stylus and a PSVR 2 Sense controller support for gaming. I really love the visionOS updates because for someone like me that loves 3D design, I could see how amazing and useful that would be. Anyways, finally, iPadOS 26 picked up a few Mac-inspired tricks. You're gonna have a new Windows system and multitasking gestures. You're gonna have a new mouse pointer design, resizable windows with the same famous 3-dot controls from macOS, and a new menu bar at the top, also straight from macOS. Background video export now runs as live activities even if the app is closed, which is a huge win for memory-intensive apps like Final Cut. There's also an audio input selector that lets you select audio from other sources apart from the built-in mic. I don't know why the iPad didn't have this feature for years, whatever. You also get high-quality local capture for video calls. When you turn on this feature, it captures high-quality versions of the audio and video from your perspective instead of just screen recording. So yeah, basically the iPad feels more Mac-like with this new update. But of course, to prevent the iPad from replacing the Mac, which is a totally different product category, there's only so much Apple can do in the way of very significant software updates for the iPad. There's also a new icon composer for developers that makes them design icons that match Apple's new liquid glass design. The developer beta for iOS 26 is available and the public beta drops this July. So here are my final thoughts. First up, the whole circular icon redesign rumor thingy did not happen. Siri barely got a mention. And while Apple is leaning into AI, it's clear that their offline intelligence still isn't where it should be yet. The new foundation models framework is a good start, giving developers the tools to build smarter apps. Pretty nice stuff, but Apple's own AI still feels a step behind the competition. Overall, it was a decent WWDC. Some updates felt overdue, some felt gimmicky. But hey, I guess karaoke night on your Apple TV? Sure, send me an invite. Alright, that's gonna be it from me. Drop a comment, let me know what feature you're most excited about, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next, and I'll see you in the next video.